when they tell you that you're angry or nasty, you tell them that they're mistaken. This is me. This is me being resolute and standing firmly in my truth.
Do you want to walk into any meeting, any room, with all eyes on you? With people actually listening to you and not pretending like they're hearing what you're saying? Do you want to attract that partner that you desire because your confidence radiates and they cannot do anything but be near you?
And I would say to myself, you know, like when I grow up and I can get rich and I'm gonna save kids all over the world, I just didn't know I would be in the position to do that by the time I was a teenager.
If your happiness depends on the actions of others, you know, you're at mercy of things that you can't control. And that's never where I want to be. So I always want to live in, like, me and my therapist talk about, like, my higher goddess, my higher self. Like, I always want to live there, knowing that, you know, when I'm there, you can't take that away from me. That's mine. And no matter what, you can disagree with me, you can agree with me. That's not going, I'm not changing, I'm not shifting. I'm here, I'm in my higher goddess. Yeah. So I always live by, like, keep holding my happiness and not letting anyone else affect it. And though I fall victim to it at times,
of course, yeah.
As we all probably do.
Absolutely.
I strive every day to live in that place. So
what are some of the qualities of your higher goddess? So that kind of avatar, like,
she's awesome. Like I said, I don't love a pity party. I also, like, you know, sometimes it feels weird to, like, say good things about yourself, but I've also learned a lot about talking to myself and a lot about looking in the mirror and being like, you're great, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, you're loyal, you're positive, you're so many, like, I love words of affirmation. I love just sitting there and reassuring myself of who I am, because that's another thing for me.
Dear Gillian, you are completely and utterly self-obsessed. If you spent a quarter of your time thinking about others instead of how much you hate your thighs, your level of contentment and self-worth would expand exponentially. One thing I learned way too late in the game for my own good was that you can effectively increase your self-esteem by doing esteemable things. Therefore, I have signed you up to build homes for the homeless during your entire summer vacation. Your Christmas will be spent serving food at a women's refuge, and Easter is designated to reading stories in the pediatric cancer ward. 4 months out of 16 years dedicated to human beings other than yourself. You have gotten off easy. Oh, and honey, expand your horizons. Your world is bigger than your low self-esteem wants you to believe. Love yourself, think of others, and be grateful. I love you. I believe in you, and I look forward to respecting you. Sincerely, me. You. Us. P.S. Follow your dreams, not your boyfriends.
And when you encounter obstacles, because I guarantee you, you will, and many of you already have, when you are struggling and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember something that my husband and I have talked about since we first started this journey nearly a decade ago. Something that has carried us through every moment in this White House and every moment of our lives. And that is the power of hope. The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Let's tell the truth. You don't actually want love. Not yet. What you want, what you've been chasing, is to be picked, chosen, validated. You want someone to point at you and say, you're it. You're finally enough now. I see you. I choose you. Because somewhere deep down in your system, you internalized a very dangerous equation. To be chosen is to be safe. To be desired is to be valuable. To be wanted is to be worthy. And anything that threatens that equation, anything that reminds you that real love is quiet and steady, you reject it. Because being picked by someone you had to earn, especially someone emotionally unavailable, chaotic, hard to impress, that feels like redemption. That feels like healing. It's not. It's just another performance. You know what? Let's rewind, because this didn't start with romance. This started long before. Maybe it was a parent whose love you had to earn. A caregiver who praised you only when you were useful, but never when you were hurting. A family system that rewarded performance and punished emotional needs. So you adapted. You learned to be easy, charming, smart, helpful, pleasant, never too much. You became whoever you needed to be just to avoid abandonment. You became the version of yourself that was most likely to be chosen, and the version of you that wasn't, you buried them. Now you're grown, but the wound remains. You say you want love, but what you mean is validation. You say you want partnership, but you mean a witness who will finally say you're good enough. You mistake anxiety for chemistry. You mistake distance for mystery. You mistake someone's unpredictability for a challenge you need to win. Because deep down, you believe that the harder they are to earn, the more valuable you must be if they choose you. So you chase unavailable people and call it fate. You pine after the one who won't text back and call it romantic tension. You ignore the steady love that feels unfamiliar, because deep down your nervous system is wired for chaos.
The more I've spoken about feminism, the more I have realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that this has to stop. I started questioning gender-based assumptions a long time ago. When I was 8, I was confused being called bossy because I wanted to direct plays that we would put on for our parents, but the boys were not. When at 14, I started to be sexualized by certain elements of the media. When at 15, my girlfriends started dropping out of their beloved sports teams because they didn't want to appear muscly. When at 18, my male friends were unable to express their feelings. I decided that I was a feminist, and this seemed uncomplicated to me. But my recent research has shown me that feminism has become an unpopular word. Women are choosing not to identify as feminist. Why has the word become such an uncomfortable one? I am from Britain, and I think it is right that I am paid the same as my male counterparts. I think it is right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body. I think it is right that women be involved on my behalf in the policies and the decisions that will affect my life.
I see a line. And over that line, I see green fields and lovely flowers and beautiful white women with their arms stretched out to me over that line. But I can't seem to get there no how. I can't seem to get over that line. That was Harriet Tubman in the 1800s. And let me tell you something. The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity. You cannot win an Emmy for roles that are simply not there. So here's to all the writers, the awesome people that are Ben Sherwood, Paul Lee, Peter Nowak, Shonda Rhimes, people who have redefined what it means to be beautiful, to be sexy, to be a leading woman, to be black. And to the Taraji P. Hensons, the Kerry Washingtons, the Halle Berrys, the Nicole Beharies, the Megan Goods, to Gabrielle Union, thank you for taking us over that line.
You should not wait for someone else's opinion to decide who you are. It's nice if somebody is supportive of you and embracive of you, but you should be comfortable with who you are and come to terms with who you are, regardless of other people's acceptance. Because then it's you giving the power to the other person. This one said I was terrible. Oh, I'm terrible. He thinks I'm terrible. Oh, why does he think I'm terrible? I'm not. And then somebody else comes and says, no, you're not terrible. Okay, I'm not terrible. Because the other one says you're not terrible. So you're again waiting for someone else to tell you who you are or what you are, or what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to feel good about what you are or who you are. It should not be healed because somebody else likes you. It should be healed because you believe something good about yourself. So what the other person thinks of you should not matter as much. Focus on yourself, on improving yourself, of being a good person yourself. Focus on you liking yourself. Do you like who you are? Be the best that you can be and do not try to be like anyone else.
Every mistake, every bad break, every no, every rejection in an industry that when I was 19 years old was quick to tell me there was no place for me. But Sidney Poitier looked at me and said, "You're a damn good actress." That God could lead me to a moment when a young woman by the name of Quinta Brunson would look at me and say, "Miss Ralph, I'm not sleeping on your talent." To the best cast on TV, Lisa, Chris, Stan, Tyler, Quinta, thank you. As a supporting actress, I am supported well by an incredible crew, by an incredible staff, by incredible producers who put in the work each and every day. And to all of you watching here, come close to the screen and listen. People don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. They don't even have to respect you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see. You better love what you see. Thank you to the critics. Thank you.